Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that was sent to me by one of our admins. The message reads like this: Hello, Brother Nansha, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I have come here because I have my own confession that I want to share with you. So I have done something that has left me drowning in guilt and shame. So I got married to my husband, named Hayden, a man who once loved me so dearly and deeply, a man who was full of life, ambition, and strength. But now when I look at him, he is a shadow of his former self, and it is all because of me. Let me go back in the past just a little bit. When we were still in university, this other friend of mine, she was quite shy, and at the same time, she was really beautiful. So this man that I ended up getting married to, he wanted her, and I just did not want them to date, because at that time, the kind of guy that I was dating, I could see that there is no future. And this guy, the mistake that he did is that when he came to me, he was just open enough with me. He was like, this girl, I want to marry her. I already have my life sorted out. So what is missing right now is a woman. So I looked at him and I said, oh, wow. So this guy is saying that he has his life already sorted out. All that he wants is a woman. But he's speaking with me. Am I not a woman? Where is it? He wants my boring friend. So instead of me going to my friend and telling her that this guy was someone that was okay, I went to her and I told her that this guy, he wanted me to set up a date for them, but this was supposed to be done with the condition that at the end of the date, they were supposed to sleep with each other. The reason as to why I involved sex in everything, it was because I knew that my friend, she was still a virgin. She had never been touched and she had never slept with a man before. So I knew that she was going to refuse, and she was like, no way, he's crazy. There is no way that I'm going to give it up to him just like that, even though he's cute though. So I was happy that finally I could have him to myself. The day of the date, I did not inform him that my friend was not going to come. I just let him go on the date, and I was busy communicating with him. I went into town. My friend did not even know where exactly I was going to. Then I met with the dude and I told him that my friend, she was already sleeping with this other lecturer. So she thought that she was going to finish up really quickly and then she can come to you. So he got so angry. Then I said, okay, let's just sit down and eat. I ended up paying for the bill. And then from there on, I told him that we needed to go and grab a couple of drinks. Then we can go to his apartment. So we did. And after we had bought a couple of beers, we then went to his apartment, and with my desire in my mind, I acted out and I ended up sleeping with him. I lied to him that I was pregnant, even though I was not yet pregnant. The time when I had lied to him that I was pregnant, I was working really hard. I was buying a lot of these tests, those ones that can show you that you are ovulating. And I made sure that I was sleeping with him non-stop. So I then lied to him that I had a miscarriage and I was just still waiting for my periods. I was more than excited when finally I did not go on my periods and I knew that I was now pregnant. So soon after that, I told him that I think that there were just it was just a false miscarriage, for I now knew that I was pregnant. So that is how I got married to him and stole him from my shy friend. So several years ago, I made a choice that I thought would give me everything that I desired, wealth and control over my life. It all started when I cheated at work, and he got to find out that I was cheating on him. At the same time, I was so embarrassed to tell his relatives that I had cheated on him because of the way that he loved me. So at that time, I told myself that if only I was going to get a life that was full of luxury and success. So I then turned into something that was more like a monster. I went to a sangoma. Personally, yes, I was going around visiting a lot of sangomas until I found one who told me that we could do ukutwala, and this was going to be a very powerful and a dangerous practice that was going to bring me wealth and power. and if I was willing to pay the price, more was going to be given to me. I was told that this ritual would make my husband to become submissive, as if in our marriage my husband was going to become the woman and I was going to become more like the man. He would serve all of my desires, ambitions without even questioning me. Even if it happens that I were to bring a boyfriend, he was never going to question me. I was blinded by my greed and I wanted to continue with that lustful relationship of mine that I had with my boyfriend from work. That was when I told myself that I needed to do this, and I had to do it as quickly as possible before my husband could inform his relatives that this is what he had caught me doing. The ritual was performed. At first, I saw results. We began to accumulate wealth and everything seemed to be falling into place, but something was wrong. My husband, he then started changing. He started acting as if he was lazy. Slowly, his personality faded, his energy. You could feel that this guy is no longer that energetic guy that he used to be. And he became more like a puppet, empty, lifeless, doing only what I would have commanded him to do, until I told him that I did not want him to go to work anymore. So he's the one who takes care of the kids and everything whilst I go to work. He was once someone that was bright, but now when you look at him, you just see that there is darkness. That was when I began realizing the horrifying truth that I did not just make him to be submissive, I had turned him into something that is less than a human. His mind is no longer his own. I can control each and every thought, action, but there is no joy in it because my husband is more like a zombie. And even when he is on top of me, it gets so weird and so boring because you have to tell him that please do this now. Now you have to do this. Touch me here, touch me there. That is why I continue dating my boyfriend. And as for him, you can see that there is no life anymore. And I even returned back to that sangoma so that the sangoma can give me some charms. The charms that I wanted this sangoma to give me, they were the charms that were going to make his relatives not to be suspicious of me. And even right now, when we go for family gatherings and functions, they don't even see that my husband is more like a zombie. And if you are a stranger and if it will be the first time that you will be ever seeing my husband, immediately you will see that this man, I think that they gave him Korobela because of the way that he does his things. He's so slow like a tortoise, and he's always following me behind like a little child, just holding on to my skirt. Sometimes it gets so embarrassing. It is so worse. And it is not about making him to become obedient. I am also using his mind. So each and every time that I perform another ritual, it is more like I am stealing his mind. I am taking his soul. Each and every day when I look at my husband, I know that what I am doing, it is wrong, but I can't stop myself from doing it, even though I know that it is destroying him. I am living with the haunting reality of what I have done. I have sacrificed my husband's life, his very essence, for wealth and power, and that means nothing without him by my side. He walks around the house like a shell, barely aware of what is happening around him. Each and every time when I look into his eyes, I can safely say that I see the monster that I have become. I come here because I want your listeners to pray to God that maybe God can forgive me. I made a terrible mistake. I am willing to confess my sins. It is just that when I say that I am willing to confess my sins, I don't know if I'll be able to share this story with my husband's relatives. Listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.